Whew, what's going on, victorious family, victorious army? How are y'all today? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope things are going better. It's always great to feel better. Okay, in this vlog, I want to talk today more so on consistency. So, I've touched on it in a couple other vlogs, but I wanted to really expound on it within itself, right? So, consistency. Right? Consistency is that magical force that makes discipline worth it, that makes all of the creating and creation process worth it, the ups and the downs, to be able to get to the finished product on whatever it may be, right? Maybe on, writing a story, writing a book. It may be building something, maybe working on your spiritual development, any of these type of different things, right? So consistency is basically taking discipline and putting it together, right? Consistent discipline, right? I think consistency and discipline go hand in hand. Why? Because of the willpower. It takes willpower to discipline yourself to be able to do the things you need to do to get to where you want to go or create what you wish to create, right? And consistency also takes willpower to consistently, get up, right, in the morning, to consistently work on your goals, to consistently put forth the effort into bettering yourself. So, the best way to be consistent kind of wraps around into discipline, right? Because it turns into willpower once again, the power of the will to be consistent, right? So let's say you disciplined yourself enough to follow your schedule through for a week, right? Whew, that was a long week, wasn't it? Right? Consistency is more active, right? A more active form of discipline. Because you follow through within succession. First, in the mind, right? You're deciding to keep doing something, right? You're having the discipline to make sure that you continue to move forward, right? And overall, it turns into consistency. Right? To consistently do something really allows you to further your process, taking that multi-step, multi-layered process all the way through to completion. Because once you complete it, right, that means it was worth it, right? All the discipline, all the focus, all the getting up in the morning, all the eating the right foods, all the effort, it makes it all worth it. But back to as far as the willpower dealing with consistency, right? Because once again, each and every day is a new day. A new day for you to choose to do it, do your plans, do your schedule, or to not to do it, right? But if you stay with it, consistency will really be that magical force, right? That magical gluing force that puts it all together step by step each and every day because you decided to actively do it. You decided to actively take it upon yourself to go and push forward. So, with that, right? Consistency is a great thing. But it's something to work on each and every day. Each and every project, each and every step of each and every project. Right? Because, for example, right? If Mr. Enzo Ferrari, right? if he didn't have consistency in building his vehicles, you really wouldn't see any Ferraris. Ever. Because why, right? He didn't take the time to discipline himself enough to be consistent in what he was doing to get to the point where, now you have a whole different a whole bunch of different Ferraris driving around, right? Of course, I'm not saying you see them every day like a Honda or something, but right, he took that time to consistently push forward on his goals into creating the vehicles that we now see from him. Right? Another one, right? For those who make music and stuff, right? As an artist, right? If, Kendrick Lamar or Alicia Keys or, I don't know, J. Cole, any different musical artist, right, did not be consistent in doing what they do, to produce what they produce, to go and find the right sounds, to make the right couplings and, put the effort into doing these things, right? You really wouldn't hear about them. You really wouldn't know about their music very much, right? They would only get to a certain point and that'd probably be it. Or they might not have even finished the song, right? If they didn't consistently work at it each and every day, right? After each day of work, of, that hard discipline, right? The next day becomes a step towards your consistency, right? So if I got up and I started writing a book for one day, right? That's great, right? Because then I can look at it like this, right? I disciplined myself enough to sit down and write that book for that day. But because I didn't publish the book, right? Or no one read the book, or I didn't finish the book, I was not consistent in disciplining myself in order to come with the finished product. So consistency is very important. It's like multiple steps of discipline, right, in order to get to the end product. It's another way I can explain it. Consistency is like daily discipline, I would say, right? Because with discipline, right, you take one step towards it, right, by taking the time out to focus on things, literally to do that step or that process, right? That was a disciplinary step you took to do that part, right? And then if you do another part the next day, right, you consistently worked on your project over 2 days. Because for those 2 days you took the discipline, or you took time out to discipline yourself to sit there and focus on it and concentrate. Right? Makes sense. Makes a little sense. But yeah, so the best way to grab hold of consistency is just taking things step by step, day by day, right? Because consistency is a buildup, I would say, of your discipline. The more you discipline yourself enough to do those things, right, technically it can become easier, because after a while of disciplining yourself, right, the process becomes a little easier to get there. But then after, doing that for a set number of days of you being consistent on the goal, you become closer to reaching it. You become closer to getting it done. And then when you finally get it done, all of your consistency paid off, right? And within that consistency, you see your discipline. You see the upsets. You see the great flow that happened. You see the learning that you did to end up accomplishing the goal. So maybe consistency is more so the larger idea of putting discipline to work, right? Putting your discipline into work. So, with that being said, it's about all I got. So, as always, lead yourself to your greatest victory. Ooh, try that one again, sir. Oh, ooh. Lead yourself to your greatest victory. Peace and love. I'm out.